Hey everybody, welcome back. We are doing another movie reaction. I'm going to go ahead and tell you right up front, I'm going to be working on peeling mandarin oranges, 6 pounds worth. It's going to take longer than the movie. One bag usually takes about an hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes, just depending. So 2 bags is going to take longer than the movie, but since I'm going to be sitting here just watching videos anyhow, I figured I would do one in which I wanted to react to, and that way I have it and we can go from there. The laptop is working hard because I'm moving all the videos I've uploaded so far from one backup storage unit to another backup storage unit, so it's going to take a little while for that to happen. So I apologize for the extra fan noises that you might hear. I know that sometimes happens, that you can, when I edit, I can sometimes hear it, so I apologize in advance. You'll see me shooing the cats a lot because I don't allow them around me while I'm doing my food prep stuff, even if they insist. I did cut my hair recently. You can kind of get an idea about it. I cracked the neck a little bit, and I recolored it. So the grays are gone for about another week, and then they'll be back. You can kind of tell what the root line was, but not really. So I like that deep red Faria that I was using, that I have a video up of. I like it. It faded nicely. It didn't leave a, ooh, she needs to do her hair kind of thing. I said it to myself, but I mean, it wasn't anything major. So, no. So the movie we are going to watch is called The Devil All the Time. It's the Netflix movie with Tom Holland. There's somebody else famous in it. I can't remember who. It looked interesting. I really don't know a lot about the movie, so we will see how it goes and kind of go from there. Normally I'd watch these kind of movies with all the lights off, but I need the lights on so I can see all the veins in the mandarin oranges as I peel them. Lots of noises going on. So at any rate, let's see how good this movie is. Or at least my take on it.
Once you got to me, Agnostic was only a short drive away.
Is that a real town?
400 or so people lived in Agnostic in 1957. Nearly all of
We have a general store like that in our county. Very, very similar. Mercy killing.
You still got the bullshit in you, ain't you?
Why, you think that guy lied to me?
Yeah. That is a nice gift, though.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's German.
That's a Luger.
My stepfather has his father's gun that he took during World War II.
So, let's bring him up. Boys, come on up here. Let's make him feel welcome.
In a wheelchair, drink too much strychnine, air freeze or something, like can't walk.
Gossip, gossip.
How you trusting in places are you?
They're framing that one as kind of a snake. That one. Whoops. Not that one.
What is it you're most afraid of?
That one.
Hell, they having a little revival meeting.
thinking now would be a good time to pay his old lady a visit.
Dad,
This here's the Lord's town. Not nobody else's. You understand?
Probably over there in bed, keeping warm.
Shut the fuck up, Lucas.
What, you telling me you wouldn't take a piece of that?
Motherfucker!
Please.
We just pray hard enough.
And then if she dies, he's going to think he didn't pray hard enough.
It occurred to him that maybe something more was expected than just his prayers and sincerity. God had a tendency of asking men to make sacrifices in order to prove their faith.
He's going to kill the pet dog. That son's going to need all sorts of counseling. I don't know a lot about religion, but any religion that requires a sacrifice like that, I don't want to be a part of. Just let me die.
I'm not doing that no more. You hear me? I ain't praying. Hear me? Said I'm not doing that no more.
Did he kill
Hear me?
himself? I can tell you guys I'm already going to get confused if they go back and forth, back and forth.
He'd stayed in the dark closet for a fortnight waiting on an answer. He smelled worse than a truck stop shitter.
This dog she here, my neighbor's dogs. Sorry. So is this going to explain why the cop could see the guy on the cross, but the kid couldn't? The corpse. Got her aorta, or jugular. Aorta's on the right side, isn't it?
Hello? I resurrect you?
He
With the
thought he
grace
could
of God.
resurrect her. Religiosity gone bad.
That sounds like a crazy person who killed his wife.
If the shoe fits. Is he dreaming?
Good thing here, buddy.
Or they're the murdering couple, aren't they?
Shots here.
I'll be back.
Look at this little baby slice.
Go on. You know what I'm saying?
You know, that's not made for two. It's only made for one, kitty.
Like his father years before, Marvin had always been careful about picking his time.
Silly cats.
Hey. Just one kiss from your sweet lips will tell me that your love is real and
Doing what his daddy taught him.
We can feel the Lord out here, can't we?
He's going to take advantage of her.
Cody Hamilton, a 20-year-old carpenter, out fishing early one morning.
So is he the one that starts putting the pieces together?
You mean a picture?
Yeah, right, I mean a picture.
Sure. I'm game.
Yeah. I tell you what, Private. Why don't you just lie down on that blanket there on your side?
Like that?
Like that. Yeah. Take that bottle and hold it.
Since we're concentrating on this one so much, I'm wondering if they managed killing him or if he's one of the ones that gets away. Maybe he doesn't get away. She's the one that turns them in. Gonna hang herself. one guy looks like Rob Lowe a little bit. A little bit. There's a weird position in the car. Question is, will he go through with it?
One day I got this girl in my truck and I drove her out to the sticks and I had my way with her.
He's trying to see if he's going to back him up or not. If he backs him up, then he kills him. Maybe. We're letting him
Why don't
know
you take that hat off, boy?
he's seen
Sometimes I'd even keep her panties.
what he's doing.
Everyone's got a price, I guess.
Gonna kill him so he's not under his thumb anymore.
First, it's slow down. Turn it off.
He knows something ain't right. Does he have any bullets left in his gun? I didn't count how many he fired. Is this going to end with him dying too?
I never did thank you for the night my dad
We've got a bunch
died.
of circles going on.
What'd you say the boy's name was?
So Bodecker's going to end up killing him? Oh, his dog. He did promise to bury him. Is he going to kill Bodecker, or is Bodecker going to kill him?
Goddamn bird scared me.
Not a good liar.
You let loose that gun, I'll show it to you.
Took the bark off, didn't it? Hitchhiking on the wrong side of the road.
That we cannot be defeated by force of arms or by superior power.
That's one of my yawns. In no arms entwined,
Down beside where
the waters flow,
on the bank
of the Ohio. I see there's only one cat in the sling now. I guess they figured it out. It's only made for one cat at a time. So that was an interesting story. I think we covered all the topics. We had politics, we had religion, we had sex, we had murder. All the topics you're not supposed to talk about. I think it's an interesting story. I don't know if it was inspired by anything in particular. You know, you've got... Get down. Get down. I still got the oranges around. Can't have her up here. At any rate, we've got... I forget what I was saying. All the topics that we're not supposed to talk about. I don't know if it's based on any real life. We have real life serial killer couples. Bonnie and Clyde are probably the most famous, but there are others as well. I forget who Natural Born Killers was based on. So, trying to think of where to start. It's a very complex movie. I'll say that. I'll start here. I am what they call agnostic. I won't say that there's a God, but I won't say there isn't a God. Sit there. No. No. My mom is Christian. My dad was raised Jewish and later became atheist. I haven't seen or heard or experienced anything, no. Other than sassy cats. I haven't seen, heard, or experienced anything that makes me believe that there is a God. But that being said, I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in aliens. Haven't seen any proof of either of those, or experienced or heard anything to explain those. But I wouldn't say that they don't exist either. I do think it's arrogant of us to think that we're the only intelligent species, the only intelligent form, or whatever you want to say, in the universe. And that includes animals. Humans are animals, but it includes animals as well, because we don't have proof of animals on other planets, although there are some coincidences and some indications that there may be life on other planets. We don't have proof of it yet, though. So I'm not arrogant enough to think that we're the only ones here. But I haven't seen any proof of it the other way either. So I classify myself as agnostic. Not going to get into a fight on that in the comments or anything. I've had atheists get mad at me for saying that. I've had theists get mad at me for saying that. So coming from that perspective, I think the film is very complex and interesting. Religion played a big role in this, and I don't think it painted all of religion as bad, but it definitely picked up on the negative aspects that can occur with religion. And what I mean by that is religion is often used to do negative things. The words are twisted or misrepresented or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what you want to call it. But the words are made to benefit the person for their own deeds, what they're wanting to do. And we see that a lot today. We see that a lot in the world. And it's happened throughout the centuries. I mean, it's happened before 0 AD. You know? People tend to, or humans tend to make things make sense so that it benefits them. I don't know if I'm explaining that well. On the other hand, there are loads of people who don't abuse religion, who use it what it's meant for, which is to be a guide and a compass. That's used a lot nowadays, isn't it? And religion, I think, is safe to say, is always moving. And what I mean by that is, depending on the perspective of the person translating it and interpreting it and explaining it, depends on what is said, and also it depends on a person's experiences on what they hear. Religion is very complex. So there are a lot of folks out there who live their faith as it's meant to be, which is as a guide. Our community that I live in would not exist without the volunteers and donations, both monetarily and man-hour wise. No. She knows the word. Money and man hours and other forms, labor. Our community wouldn't exist without our churches in the community. That being said, I think if churches didn't exist, our community would still exist because we would have some form of common socially accepted rules, values, that sort of thing to help the community survive. I'm not making much sense, and I apologize for that. There's just always two issues to these things. And I think in a way that's kind of what the film was getting at. You had Arvin, who was, I think that's how you say his name, who is trying to be good and do the right thing and protect the people that he loves, but he's doing it in not so good ways. Was that because of his upbringing? Was that because of what he believed? Is that because of what he learned to hate about religion? Who knows? Then you had the pastor who is using the religion to his own advantages. And they were actually showing him grooming and everything. It was a fast forward version of grooming, but they were showing him grooming. You had the politics just a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit with Bo Decker. All I wanted to say was Bo Derek, and I knew that wasn't right. I was like, I don't think Bo Derek was in the film. The little bit of the politics that they showed was basically him being bought, him being used. And right now, that is a big fear of what's going on with Trump. Sorry, but if he truly does owe money, and I'm on the side that he does, and I think that's why he hasn't revealed his taxes, because he doesn't have to wait for the audit to be done. He can reveal them at any time. He can say, well, this is what I turned in. I don't know what the end result will be, but this is what I have given them for auditing. But at any rate, the big fear is that he owes all this money to people in other countries, and that's putting America's security at risk. So Bo Decker, being indebted to these country mafia type, I didn't quite get a handle on them. I know they were dealing in non-traceable guns. They only had the one. I don't know. I didn't quite get all that. But they were holding him hostage, basically. They were saying, you're indebted to us. You owe us this. There we go. Sorry about that. I didn't do it. I didn't touch anything. There was sex used as a casual thing. There was sex used as an abusive thing. There was sex used as a seductive thing. Letterbox is done. While it was turning, I turned the heat on. It was getting a little chilly. It's 66 degrees in the house, so a little chilly, but if it gets too warm, I'm going to be sweating. So hopefully it'll stay on the night shift. I think it's on night shift time right now anyhow. So it was a complicated movie. Interesting. I liked it. I thought all of the acting was good. Tom Holland did a great job on a southern accent. It sounded very natural to me, whereas Robert Pattinson's didn't quite sound natural to me. But that being said, I've come across some southerners where the accent it's their natural accent. It just sounds so jarring for me. So that might be an accent somewhere. I'm not sure. I had a guy in group one time that this is when I worked in Statesville. So it's not exactly backwoods or anything. I had a guy in the group who I could not understand a lick of what he said. Nothing. And so he would talk and then he would laugh, and I'd look at the rest of the group and I was like, what did he say? So the rest of the group would translate. But half the time they didn't know what he said either. His drawl was so thick that even the people in the area didn't understand him. So that was 20 years ago that I had him in group, and I still remember that. Don't remember his name, I just remember him. I think I commented on some of the stuff that didn't make sense while it was happening. I hope my external monologue was running, as Austin Powers would say. I don't know if I always said everything out loud. I will find out during editing. But I do recommend the movie. It's not one of those high energy, high stakes type of movies. It is one of those movies that takes its time. And the back and forth didn't bother me too much. I was able to follow it for the most part, because I don't do well with back and forth timelines. I lose track of who's who and all that, because a lot of times, like they did in this one, they have the older character looking back at the younger character, and then that just messes up my mind. So, but I was able to keep that one straight. Oh, I know what else I wanted to say. That song at the end is called... Change it back to that. The song at the end is a song called Banks of the Ohio. And that is actually one of the songs that my dad plays. And so that was an old-timey version of it. The version I have sounds like this. She's an owl.
Just a little walk down beside where the waters flow down by the bank.
I won't bore you all with too much of it. I was just giving you a sound difference. I have a live version of it too, but I don't think it's as loud. This is Dad's band as well. It's a little slower. So you can't hear it as well. That was one of the songs that I was transferring from tape cassette to digital format. And so you hear a lot of the hissing of the tape cassette. those are my thoughts on the movie. I do recommend the movie. I thought it was a good movie. I don't do a rating scale. I just look to see if it entertains me or not. I don't know if it was based on any real life events. I could see where real life events could be taken and put into it, but I don't know if it was specifically based on any real life events. So if you guys know that, let me know. And I think that's it. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.